Good afternoon. Can you believe it? We had 2 shows on Monday and we're having 2 shows today. Not saying that Monday after. Okay, OJ, you're really upsetting me. I'm not saying that any of our shows are not important, but this one hits home for a very special friend of ours. Okay. Look at V. Oakley. She said, "We are blessed." That'd be like saying that I'm your last hope for getting help. If you know, you know. What's up, Ange? I called Ange at Tractor Supply to tell her we were going live. Minky said we're back. Yes, we are, Minky. Crime Time Connie. Hey, has anybody seen Mirror Camp? Where has Mirror Camp been? I'll tag her in Discord. Oh, look at Jules. Look at her. Acting like she's in the French Riviera. Good afternoon, sunbathing and listening. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah. Whew, pass me some of that. All right, let's just take a second and say hi to everyone again. So glad everyone's here. July 11th, last Friday, a special gentleman was murdered while he was out singing karaoke. Now, there's a lot going on with this story, and some of it is just a lot of community gossip. Hence why we have Boy Mama up here to either clear it up or say, I can't talk about this. So again, last Friday, Ben Hawk was murdered in a Buckeye Lake bar singing karaoke, and he was with the shooter's ex-wife. Now, everything I have seen about the shooter's ex-wife, and I'm just reading the comments, y'all. She's basically the community pothole, if you know what I mean. It gets driven over all the time, and it has a hard time getting filled in. Okay? That's all I'm going to say about her. Because the show's not about her. It's about cold-blooded red rum. Family and friends of Benjamin Hawk started a GoFundMe page to raise money for his funeral expenses. Both pages have raised more than $3,500. That is great. In a complaint, detectives say Hawk was at Louis' Corner House Bar on July 11th singing karaoke with Richard Lindgren's ex-wife when Lindgren approached Hawk from behind and shot him. Okay? Lindgren, 59 years old, is facing 1 count of murder in Licking Common Pleas Court, records show. Police are working to extradite him back to Licking County after police arrested him on suspicion of murder in South Carolina. So he knew he did something wrong. He got the hell out of Dodge. Okay? Now, let me show you a few pictures of Ben. That's the night of karaoke. There he is. He was a state finalist for karaoke. And then we'll get to the suspect soon. But in the meantime, I want a big round of applause for a very special guest and a very great friend of ours, Boy Mama. Hello, beautiful.
Hi. Thanks for
I
having me.
know you've been working on candles and a lot of things for your friend Ben.
Yeah.
Now, how did you find out that he had been murdered?
I was actually I was laying in bed about to go to sleep, and I hadn't turned the notifications off on my phone yet, and I had received a message from a friend of mine, and she asked if I was still awake, and I said yeah, and she asked if I had spoken to another friend of ours, and I said no, and then I just knew something was up, and I was just like, okay, so what's going on? I just felt it. I felt something was wrong, and she, she told me that that Ben, we call him Donkey, was killed. And at first, I thought, oh my God, he's been in a car accident or something. So I called my friend, and I asked her what happened, and she said that Donkey was out singing. Um, at a bar in Buckeye Lake, and he got up to sing and started singing a song, and a man walked up behind him and shot him in the back of the head, and he was gone.
So, for people to understand how good he is at this, I'm going to show his final performance and we're going to see it again. Okay. We won't be done with it.
Because for all my friends that have lost the fight. Oh, yeah. Cool. Should have stayed with the signs. I know.
You got this, Donkey. You got it.
I can't help not to hurt.
Were you there, boy mama?
So I was there during this performance. Yes, I was recording that one.
Because I hear your voice.
Yeah, I was the one recording that video. That was about a month ago at another karaoke event. It was the first time I'd gone out to karaoke in a while, and I sent him a message and I said, hey, what are you doing? And he says, I'm in bed. What should I be doing? And I said, you need to come down, and there's karaoke in town tonight. And he's like, let me put my pants on. And he came down, and so the song that you're playing, that is the first time he ever sang that song at karaoke. And it was meant for all of his, his friends that had committed suicide.
Okay.
Because June is Men's Mental Health Awareness Month, and it was June 10th, I think, when we were out, and so he sang that in honor of them. I was not there the night that it happened. There was talks about us going, but I ended up having too much work to do, so I didn't go.
Well, I'm glad you didn't.
Yeah. And the song in the video that you were just playing, that was actually the song that he was singing when he was shot and killed.
Okay, I'm going to give you a second to because we're here to lift you up, talk about your friend, not to upset you. Okay. Mm-hmm. So if you don't want to watch this part, you certainly don't have to.
No, it's okay. I've watched all of it anyway.
You can grab the link when you want to come back.
Okay.
It's pretty heinous what's going on between Richard and the ex. She finds these men, and she makes Richard jealous over them. Okay. And you shouldn't be sitting in an establishment that serves alcohol with a loaded pew-pew. I don't care if you're from Hazard fucking Kentucky. I don't care if you're from North Little Rock, Arkansas. No bueno, my sir. No bueno.
Manhunt is underway right now for an accused killer in Buckeye Lake. Thanks for joining us this evening. I'm Colin Dorsey. The Licking County Sheriff's Office says 59-year-old Richard Lindgren shot and killed a man late last night at a bar. 10 TV's Kristen McFarland is at that scene with the latest.
Colin, the sheriff's office says Lindgren is armed and dangerous, and right now the community is still in shock after hearing about last night's deadly shooting at this bar. Here's what we know so far about the investigation. Just before midnight, Licking County deputies responded to a shooting at Louis' Corner House on Hebron Road in Buckeye Lake. When they arrived, officers found 42-year-old Benjamin Hawk shot and killed. They say Lindgren was last seen in this cream-colored Buick with Ohio plate number HRT 6785.
Okay, now it took a while to find him in South Carolina.
Yeah.
He was arrested in South Carolina.
Yes.
Well, that's what happens, when you drive across state lines and the FBI starts tagging plates.
Yep.
I can just imagine how that scene went down when they rustled up Mr. Jealous in South Carolina. Do you have any information on that?
As far as I know, there was no incident at all during the pursuit of arresting him. He did not fight. He just went.
Okay. All right.
And he has been extradited back here to Ohio.
Okay. Did he waive his extradition, or is he going to fight?
Well, he's here, so.
Oh, he's in Ohio?
Yeah, he's back. He just got back. And as a matter of fact, I believe he's being arraigned as we speak, but I wasn't able to find a link for that. So, but yes, he is back in Ohio.
Okay, well, they got him.
Yeah.
They got him.
They didn't waste any time.
Now, I want you to think about what you are allowed to say, because I have some questions about the ex-wife.
Okay. I don't really know her very well, so
I'm not talking about her favorite scent of candle.
I was going to say I only met her briefly for just a few minutes, and it was the night that Jonathan and I got engaged.
And that's a gorgeous picture you have too. Love your ring.
Thank you very much.
6785. Just hours ago, I spoke with a neighbor who lives right next door to the bar. She's lived here for 20 years and told me she's never seen anything like this happen before.
I just seen a bunch of flashing lights, and I come up and looked out the window, and I counted like 16 cruisers. It was all down the road, down the side road, in the lot, plus emergency squads.
Okay, can you describe the area? The Buckeye Lake area.
Well, honestly, it's from what I know about it, it's a nicer area. There's not a whole lot of crime there.
Like that lady on the news said, she's never seen that before.
Yeah. And like I said, the owners of the bar, if I'm not mistaken, they had owned that for generations and never saw anything like this. So this was a huge shock to the community. I mean, not just, here in Mount Vernon where we are, where Ben is from, but from, Newark and Heath and Hebron. Those are all the little surrounding towns near Buckeye Lake. That it just, I guess you don't really ever expect something like this to happen. And it's very shocking.
Well, and I hate this saying, but people say it all the time. Bad things happen every day. You don't expect them to happen to you.
Yeah.
I don't care if you live in the worst neighborhood in Chicago, LA, New York. You're used to your surroundings. You don't expect it to happen to you.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have the first question from the chat. Like I told you, if there's a question, Jess Wimble said, sorry, just coming in. Who's on panel? Go ahead and tell her how you know Ben.
So I've known Ben for a few years. He's a really good friend of mine. We call him Donkey. So calling him Ben is weird for me because I really never ever called him Ben. But we met during karaoke quite a few years ago here locally. I don't know if, but I guess all of you know now, I am a big karaoke enthusiast. I love to sing. I've been in competitions and I've went, all the way to Little Rock. And I mean, it's a pretty big deal. For me, music is therapy. And Donkey was the same way. I'll never forget it. If you don't mind, Brooks, I can tell you real quick how we met.
Exactly. I mean,
It's kind of a funny story. So
we have another question from Jess Wimbles. She said, is she related somehow?
So he was like a brother to me. He was everybody's protector in our small karaoke group. He was like our brother. There's no way around that. He was like a brother. So blood, no, but he was like a brother to all of us. But how I met him is I was sitting at our usual local karaoke establishment. It's like a bar and grill. It's kind of really laid back, not like the big, busy bar scene. It's not really my thing, but I was sitting there and I looked up at the screen and it said Donkey is up next to sing. And I'm like, well, that's an unusual name, and then underneath it, it said that the song that he was singing was My Heart Will Go On by Celine Dion. And I'm laughing because I'm thinking that, the KJ must have gotten it wrong, like, typed in the wrong song or whatever. And I'm laughing. And then, Donkey just walks up after his name's called and he walks up on a stage and he is just a giant man. I mean, he's tall. I mean, he's just a big, big man. And he turns around and he grabs the mic and I'm like, wait a minute. They're not changing the song. What is happening right now? And so they started My Heart Will Go On, which is, the theme song from the Titanic movie. In case people don't realize, that's a Celine Dion song. And he got up and he sang that song and my jaw hit the floor. I was so impressed with his talent and, he sang it in his range. And it was beautiful. And personally, I think that he did it better than Celine Dion. No offense, Celine Dion, but I think Ben did it better. And after he got down, I told him that he did an amazing job. And ever since then, we were just the best of friends. He came over and sat with me and my friends at our table, and that was it. We hung out every other Saturday, the same place.
That's awesome. Now, the same place where the crime happened?
No.
Okay.
No, I don't recall ever going to that place before. It's possible that I don't remember.
Do you think he started going to Louie's Corner because of his new girlfriend?
So I do believe, yes, that is a possibility. Because she's from the Licking County area, which is where, what's near Buckeye Lake. But I also know that Donkey was going out a lot more to different karaoke areas because we convinced him to audition for the Karaoke World Cup. And it's a singing competition. And we didn't think he was going to do it. He didn't really seem interested, but then he did. And he advanced. That's what that picture is from, the state finalist picture that he's holding. So yeah, he was an Ohio State finalist for the Karaoke World Cup, and he was just kind of going out and, trying to get as much practice as he could. I know karaoke is just supposed to be like this fun kind of bar thing, but the competitions they're as close to American Idol as you can get. They judge you on everything.
Oh, I've heard. I've watched some on YouTube. Let me go through this, and then we're going to talk about the karaoke.
Mm-hmm.
Now, anyone with information about where Lindgren may be is urged to contact the Licking County Sheriff's Office. Reporting in Buckeye Lake, Kristen McFarland, 10 TV News.
I thought that was you for a second. I really did. I was like, she never told me she's a newscaster. Okay. IKF Karaoke Cup in Ohio said it is with heavy heart that we announce the passing of Ohio State finalist Ben Hawk, known by most as Donkey. He was a larger-than-life presence with the voice of an angel. Ben was kind-hearted and would do anything for people he cared about. Never met a stranger, just people that didn't know they were friends yet. We feel the best way to honor Ben is to make him an honorary member of our Las Vegas World Finals team for 2025. Wow.
I tell you, he would have been there anyway. He would have made that 100%. The man could sing literally anything, and that's a talent. That's a real talent.
Okay, so this happened at Louis Corners,
Mhm.
okay, in the Buckeye Lake area. Excuse me. On the 11th. You ever had to try to cough and sneeze at the same time?
That sounds dangerous.
Well, that's exactly what happened to me. It's a wonder I didn't shit my pants. Anyway, so I'm going to assume that Louis Corners was not open on the 12th with a major crime scene.
No.
All right, but the girlfriend, I read this in a comment, and I believe everything I read on the internet, said, and there's pictures, she was out doing karaoke the next night.
I do believe that is true. Yes. If I'm not mistaken, there was a candlelight vigil at a different location that Donkey used to go to quite often.
Mhm.
And I believe that they were having a candlelight vigil that night.
But she decided to go sing Delta Dawn
Yes, I believe so.
at a bar. Rob Beanie said, I saw on Facebook that's where the girlfriend and ex had their reception. Well, that's really messed up. That's
Okay.
really messed
Yeah,
up.
I'm not sure about any of that. That is interesting though. So where they had the first vigil was at Jugs in Newark, and she was there, and I believe that that's when she was singing the Delta Dawn song. Yeah. But there's been, I don't know, several outings, I guess.
Okay.
But one of the vigils, only one of those, and then we have one coming up tomorrow.
Okay, so this is Ben's profile picture from June 20th.
Yeah.
Now, it's a public profile, so, people were putting political stuff in there. Okay.
Yeah, probably.
All right, so if you go to, girlfriend, ex-wife of the murderer, if you go to her page, she doesn't have one picture of him.
I'm wondering if she is her profile set to private, maybe?
Well, that could be it too. That could be it too.
Like I said, I didn't know her. Like I said, when I say I met her briefly, I don't even know. I think maybe I said, hi, my name's Jen, and that was like it. And then I turned my attention back to Donkey because we were talking about something really exciting. But I know that before I left that bar and got into my car to go back home, which is a matter of seconds, she had sent me a friend request on Facebook. So, I mean, I accepted, obviously. It's Donkey's girlfriend, whatever. So,
Oh, I mean, you have nothing to do with it.
Yeah, she has. She just recently changed her profile picture to a picture of her and Ben. It's actually a really good picture of Ben. Other than that, yeah, I don't see a whole lot on there. She's been sharing a lot of our pictures that we've been sharing and whatnot. But
Okay, so it's the girlfriend's ex-husband, as we know, that has done this.
yes,
So here he is.
and I won't even say that monster's name. I just won't do it.
Yeah, July 16th, Buckeye Lake murder. On July 15th, Richard Lindgren was transported back to Licking County and is now in custody at the Licking County Justice Center. He is scheduled to be arraigned on a murder charge later today. Okay, so that was yesterday. No point in looking that one up because you know he was arraigned. The case is set to go before a grand jury on the 23rd, at which time additional charges may be considered. The sheriff's office extends its sincere thanks to all the individuals that came forward and assisted in the investigation. All right, now let me ask you this. Only say what you know.
Mm-hmm.
Why was Richard at the bar watching his ex do karaoke with her new boyfriend and sat there the whole time and then decided to get up on the stage and do what he did to Donkey?
So, what I gather is, and my second mom, she's like my mom. She was there that
Mhm.
night. She was 10 feet away from Donkey when he was shot. And she had explained to me that this monster had been showing up to various shows that Donkey and the girlfriend had been at.
Okay, pause that for just a moment.
Mm-hmm.
Because, like I said, I would tell you if we had any questions.
Mm-hmm.
Just Me wants to know, was Richard stalking her?
So that is the rumor. No, I don't know. I don't know for sure. What I can say for sure is that, I mean, the places that Ben and her were at were places that monster also frequented quite a bit.
Mhm.
So it could have been. I don't know.
Now, she mentioned, not to speak out of turn, she mentioned that she had a protective order. Well, she didn't.
Yeah, and I'm actually still trying to find out myself if
I'm telling you right now,
there
she
was a TPO or not. I don't know. I have no idea. But if there was, I have a lot of questions.
I'm just telling you right now, she didn't. Because if she did, then she wouldn't be letting creepy eye Richard follow her around to all these places to watch her do karaoke.
Hang on one second here. I think I just got a message from somebody regarding what just happened today. And I see something about a TPO. Says he pled guilty to violating a TPO. I don't know. Can I send this to you, Brooks? They sent me a screenshot of something. I don't know. Can I just send it to you? Maybe you can see what the heck they're talking about.
You sound like a robot.
Oh, can you hear me now?
I can hear you. Yep.
Do I sound like a robot still?
Nope, you're good.
Okay. I don't know what happened.
Let's go back. Let's go to where he was found in South Carolina. And I will say this right now, and it's going to make some people very upset. I can't find a protective order, which, by the way, means nothing. Okay? I'm pretty good at research, but I've gone through everything I can in Ohio, and I see no protective order against old Richie. I don't see one. I am not going to say her name, But I will say this. If this pretend protective order was going on and you see the person that you have begged a judge to protect you from, you put down the karaoke mic and you grab your phone and you hit 911.
Right.
This is insane.
Right.
And I'm not going to be surprised if she doesn't catch some charges. Okay?
So, and once again, you have to take this for what it is. It was said that she had filed reports with our local sheriff's department because he was threatening to kill them, and that nothing was done. And once again, I don't know. I haven't seen those reports. I don't know if they exist.
Well, Ben looks like the type of guy to me that if he's been threatened by someone,
He doesn't. Yeah, he wouldn't know. he wasn't worried, and that's the thing. He was never worried about anything.
So he knew about this.
That's what I'm hearing. I am hearing that she was claiming that the ex was threatening to kill her and to kill Donkey. And I don't really know what else to say about that other than I have questions. I don't know if I'm going to get those answers or not, but I can say that I just wish that they would have left when he showed up.
Okay, I can tell you this about my husband, all right? And I don't know Donkey. He seems like a great person. But my husband, if I say, oh, someone's threatening to kill us, he'll be like, come on. You know, that's how a lot of men are.
Yeah.
And so we're not going to fault him for that.
No.
However, the girlfriend that used to do the horizontal boogaloo with the person going to trial for Donkey's murder, she knew better. And so when she saw her ex keep showing up where they were, that's when you say, it's time to go.
Yeah.
It's time to go.
Mm-hmm.
This isn't fun for me. I'm not with him for a reason. He's not exactly the Prince of Charming.
Right.
And law enforcement needs to look at her damn phone.
Well, and you know what was alarming to me, Brooks, is if you look at his age, he's almost 60.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And she is only 26 years old.
I'm telling you.
Something's
I mean, what, 26, and I think I read that he is 58.
He's 59.
Okay, he's 59.
Yeah.
Okay. And hey, look, May, December romances don't offend me. But when someone sets up December and May is at the karaoke bar the next night singing Delta fucking Dawn when her boyfriend just got killed, I have a little issue with that.
Yeah. There have been quite a few people that have been a little upset by, just some things.
Well, hey, that's up to law enforcement because I've seen her, and I've seen him. I've seen old Richard.
Yeah.
I'm telling you right now, they're gonna find something because old Richard did not keep showing up, thinking that he was watching his 26-year-old wife or girlfriend, whatever you want to call it. What's the cool word to say now in 2025? Sexual partner? I don't know. And so he's showing up to all these places and she's telling Ben, oh, he wants to kill us. Oh, he wants to kill us. He wants to kill us. Okay, so there's your friend Donkey doing the same thing my husband do. Yeah, let that old bastard come kill me. What the hell? All he's doing is sitting over there drinking some sweet tea and watching karaoke. I'm not worried about him. I didn't even believe you guys were together. And who even knows how she described their relationship?
Right. And that's, that's been a lot of things, talks within our karaoke group, is that there's a lot of things that we just don't know. There's a lot of things that I think that is quite possible that Donkey didn't know. This was a very new relationship, and
yeah, because she told you it's been together for a month.
It moved really, really fast.
Damn right it did. I guarantee it did, because she saw that karaoke trophy and she saw a free trip to Vegas. Hell yeah.
Yeah, it was. Like I said, I don't know her. I've been polite, obviously, but I don't intend on having any kind of communication or contact with her. I don't know her, so there's really no need for me to do so.
Now, how old is Ben?
He would have been, I believe, 43 in September.
Okay, so she likes men a little older than her.
Right.
Okay, so he's 42, she's 26. Recently broke up with a guy that's pushing 60. Okay. Angel P has a comment for you. She said, I've watched too much Dateline to not be sus of this girl.
Yeah, the comments that are coming out have been they're very eye-opening, to say the least. And like I said, you can't, there's no way of knowing if any of the comments are true or if it's just, people starting drama. But some of the comments, some people have said some pretty rather interesting things. I will say it that way. A local news station interviewed me, I think it was Saturday night. The reporter, she had asked a lot of people that knew Donkey if they would, feel comfortable doing an interview. And I don't think anybody was really wanting to. They just weren't ready to do that. And I wasn't able to just not let somebody say something about him go. Like, I didn't want it to just be a headline. So, I spoke out, and they asked a lot of questions, and they tried to turn it into a gun control thing. And I had to tell the reporter that if it didn't stop, I was going to end the interview. And they cut that out of the final thing that they played later that night.
I hate when they turn some crimes. I get some. I do. They should become a political issue. Some, nah.
Right.
Because what we have going on here, and I'm not trying to be disrespectful, is a love triangle.
Right. And what it all boils down to is it was a massive mental health issue, and not just with the monster, but with other people involved. There were a lot of mental health issues. And, I explained to the reporter, I'm like, what, the only thing I'm going to say about you trying to push the gun control narrative is this: there was already laws in place, and this monster did it anyway.
Yeah, reporters are not lawmakers.
Right. And it's like I said, there were laws already in place.
And I'm going to say 1,000% there's a mental health issue.
Yep.
Because nobody in their right mind would play her games.
Yep.
Nobody in their right mind would keep getting these invitations to watch an ex sing karaoke and then decide one day, unless he carries it all the time, perfectly acceptable, depending on where you're at, decides to bring a gun with him. Let's go with let's see what the sheriff said.
Well, court documents are revealing new details in a deadly shooting at Buckeye Lake. It turns out a karaoke duet between the victim and the accused killer's ex-wife was the final moments leading up to that shooting.
Yeah,
According to a
that's not
Licking
true.
County court complaint, 42-year-old Benjamin Hawk was singing karaoke.
There wasn't a duet happening.
Oh, she wasn't on the stage singing with him?
No.
He wasn't doing a duet with anyone else?
No, he was singing by himself.
Okay. All right. So we're going to forget that part.
Yeah.
Another reason why it's hard to prosecute cases, because hell, even sometimes eyewitnesses don't remember what happened.
Right.
Wife was the final moments
Well,
leading up to that shooting. According to a Licking County court
something
complaint,
that
42-year-old
traumatizing,
Benjamin Hawk
absolutely, yeah.
was singing karaoke with a woman on the patio of Louis' Corner Lounge around 9:30 Friday night. Prosecutors say that's when 59-year-old Richard Lindgren walked up behind him, pulled out a pistol, and shot him in the back of the head.
Okay, so who was Richard taking a picture with that night?
I don't know.
I mean, I don't want her
I
name.
don't know if that's a picture from that night or not.
That's just that's what's in the news article. So I don't know.
I don't know. That looks like something maybe that was taken off of a Facebook page, but it kind of looks like the girlfriend's. I don't know. Maybe it's an old picture of the two of them and they cut her face out of it.
Okay, so this is the patio of Louis' Corner Lounge.
Woman on the patio of Louis' Corner Lounge around 9:30 Friday night. Prosecutors say that's when 59-year-old Richard Lindgren walked up behind him, pulled out a pistol, and shot him in the back of the head. Hawk was found dead.
Okay. I can't speak for Ohio. I can speak for Oklahoma. That in itself is first-degree capital with the death penalty.
And that's what I'm hoping. The thing about it is the death penalty hasn't been used in Ohio since 2018, and a lot of that is because of the inability to get the right drugs for the lethal injection. And I feel that if it's such a problem, then maybe they should stop doing lethal injection and just do the firing squad. I don't know how a lot of people feel about that, but it's painless. They don't feel anything, but they know it's coming.
But when they start pulling that mental illness bullshit and everything, that makes things harder for prosecution and ultimate justice.
Right.
So, and I know what you're talking about with the drugs in Oklahoma. Look up the case of Clayton Lockett in Oklahoma. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
All they did was blame it on Texas, and Texas blamed it on Germany.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah, I'm hoping that.
Well,
I really don't want this guy to try and plead temporary insanity. I really don't. I don't think that's I don't think it's fitting here. I think that, and this is just my opinion, I think that he went to that bar with the intention of doing what he did.
Well, that's the reason he's charged with first degree. But like I said, I'm not from Ohio. I do adore your governor. I think Mark DeWine is awesome. I'm sorry, Mike DeWine.
I won't comment on that.
I've seen some things and I see how he handles things, but I'll get off that. I know how he took care of the Pikestown incident when he was Attorney General. So something like this, I don't think he's going to let anyone ask him for clemency or a pardon.
And I do have to say, one thing here recently, and I'm not sure if you heard about it or not, but we actually had a sheriff deputy who was shot and killed in a line of duty, I think about half an hour away from here. And it was, premeditated, hands down, first-degree capital murder. And that guy is facing the death penalty. That's what they're going to try to do. So
Well,
I'm having hope. I'm really hoping that they'll look at this case for what it is. It is a jealous man who I would say he may have been plotting this for a little while. I don't know. I've heard that there have been threats as far back as 2 weeks ago.
Okay, was she plotting as well? Because she's only been with Donkey for a month.
Like I said, I don't know. I don't know her. Like I said, I was cordial with her. I mean, because then, in my mind, she was there too. She saw him die. And that in itself,
who called 911?
So I don't want to say her name.
I don't need the name. Is it someone that works at the bar?
No.
Is it a close friend?
She was a close friend.
Okay.
She was right there.
And in a case like this, where it's going to be first degree, there's no other way to look at it. He gets up, he brings a gun to a bar that he's friendly with. Okay. We don't even know if it's registered to him.
We don't know. We don't know anything about that. The firearm too. I mean, who knows anything about it?
That's a simple charge. Gets on the stage, boom, through the back of the head. Now listen, even if all he got was life, he's not going to survive it. He's 58 years old, 59. Sorry. Okay.
Right.
He's not going to live.
The way that I look at it is
he's not going to live to be 120.
No. So he's going to be in jail, and he's never going to serve as much time as he should ever for what he's done.
No, he won't until the afterlife. He won't.
In the back of the head. Hawk was found dead by first responders, and we talked with his friends yesterday who say he had a heart of gold and was passionate about his singing.
I know, we're going to keep singing for him because that's what he would want us to do.
Girl, you so pretty.
Thank you.
Everybody, look at Boy Mama. Look at Boy Mama on the news. Everyone, please, round of applause.
It took a lot of convincing on the reporter's part to get me to go up there. But like I said, nobody else felt comfortable doing it, and I couldn't live with myself knowing that nobody got up and said something for him.
Hey, good for you standing up for your friend.
Just look at that. Oh.
We're going to keep singing for him because that's what he would want us to do.
Prosecutors say Lindgren immediately drove away from the bar after pulling the trigger. He was arrested in South Carolina last night and will be brought back to Licking County by the sheriff's office.
So the incident happened at approximately 11:50 Friday night, and they had him in custody in South Carolina by Saturday evening. So
good.
Yeah.
Good.
And thank goodness for those, they call them flock cams, the ones that read the license plate. They were able to track him down. I was worried that he was either A, going to take the coward's way out, or B, he was going to get out of the country or something.
Rob Beanie said, let's remember Donkey and not this monster's name. Okay.
Amen.
Well, then in closing, that's what we're going to do.
Yeah. Yeah. I will never, ever, ever, ever speak that monster's name. You're not going to hear it come out of my mouth.
All right. Here's his karaoke performance.
You got this, donkey. You got it.
I can't help not to hurt anymore. We saw brilliance when the world was asleep. There are things that we can have but can't keep. If they say, who cares if one more light goes out in the sky of a million stars? It flickers, flickers. Who cares when someone's time runs out? If the moment is all we are, or quicker, quicker. Who cares if one more light goes out? Well, I do. The reminders pull the floor from your feet. In the kitchen, one more chair than you need. Oh, and you're angry, and you should be. It's not fair. Just 'cause you can't see it doesn't mean it isn't there. If they say, who cares if one more light goes out in the sky of a million stars? It flickers, flickers. Who cares when someone's time runs out? If the moment is all we are, or quicker, quicker. Who cares if one more light goes out? Well, I do. Who cares if one more light goes out in the sky of a million stars? It flickers, flickers. Who cares when someone's time runs out? If the moment is all we are, quicker, quicker. Who cares if one more light goes out? Well, I do. Well, I do. Donkey.
Start with some Cool Whip.
Bye, donkey. Evil ass people. That's what Sarah said.
Yeah. You know, and what you see is what you get with that guy. He just wanted to love and be loved. That's it. I guess that's just what's so hard is that, you know, the same heart of gold that we all came to love and cherish and care for is the very thing that got him killed. And it's just devastating, you know, because we can all just say, well, I really wish he just wouldn't have gone, or I wish they would have left, but at the end of the day, we can't go back and change anything.
You don't have to like it.
No.
You don't have to blame it, but you have to accept it. And acceptance is the hardest part of grieving.
Yeah.
And this is what's happened. Now, do you, well, we'll get to that on another show because I have a feeling girlfriend is going to be extremely involved in their discovery.
I mean,
They're going to
I'm
use her.
sure they're going to take a look at his phone. Yes, definitely. They're going to want to
They're
know
going to look at
everything.
They're going to look at several things.
Mhm.
Okay. Was she involved in any way? You know, has she been telling people that she has a protective order against Richard? Okay. They're going to look at Richard's, I'm going to say, health status. Because he doesn't exactly look like he's the picture of health. He could have early onset dementia. We don't know. Okay. We don't know what she's been texting him.
Right.
If they just say, that's it, one person, that's it. Richard did it. Everyone saw it, which is brazen AF. And I'm not taking up for Richard. Then so be it. Just brace yourself.
Right.
That might be more coming down the pike.
Yeah. You know, if there's anything I've learned in the true crime community is that, you know, this type of stuff, it can throw some major curveballs. So,
Evil has a lot of days and a lot of ways to change.
right.
And I'm not taking up for Richard. Please don't think that. I just, considering his age and some possible ailments, I get why he drove to South Carolina, but he's obviously not a smart criminal.
Well, so he told, and like I said, this is just what I'm being told.
Mhm.
I was told that that monster had mentioned to someone that Donkey better be prepared because he had something for him. And then once he gives that to him, he was going to Florida. So that information did get back to the police. And I believe that that is why they went ahead and started, you know, looking in other states.
Oh, absolutely. The FBI did. They got the troopers involved and they had the tag number.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's Boy Scout work for them.
Right.
Yeah. And he's just not going to go down to Florida. I mean, if his goal is her, then why does he want to go to Florida by himself?
Once again, it's just my opinion. I think that it's quite possible that he just wanted to hurt her in a way that can't be undone. And the only way for him to do that was, unfortunately, to take somebody else's life that she cared about.
That's Robin.
Yeah.
They figured he'd head that way. He had family in Florida and Alabama.
Yeah. Yep.
Jess Wimble said so premeditated.
Yep.
B. Oakley said, I hope she didn't tell him where they were going to be that night.
Yeah, as far as that goes, I'm not sure. I don't know how he knew that they were going to be there. I know that that Donkey and my second mom and the girlfriend, they were there, and then the monster showed up at, you know, some point a little later. And it was said that normally the monster was pretty vocal, like he wasn't shy, you know, to spout off at the mouth or whatever. But it was said that Friday night he didn't say a word. That he just sat there. So, and
Well,
I don't know if I should be saying this, but I'm going to say it anyway.
Okay.
there was a moment during the karaoke show that the girlfriend sang a song about an asshole ex and pointed out the ex-husband that night.
Okay. And he just happened to be there when she sang that song.
Yeah,
I
pretty
just,
sure
I
that
just
was
feel
helping.
there's going to be, I'm not saying more charges. I think there's going to be more to this because she had been away from Richard for a long time. So, and she had been with Ben for the last month, as she said to you.
Mm-hmm.
That was several weeks ago. So let's say a month and a half. She had to have been keeping up with somebody.
Well, she just told me the day before yesterday that they were together for a month.
Okay. And then there's easy ways to find people. You know, some people, they have those apps, says find my phone and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Ellie knows her phone number.
Right.
I don't think she's that hard to find. But let's just say that she was like, oh, and I haven't even said her name. So I'm not going to speak her name, right? Because she's not a suspect.
No.
I have not seen one thing that she is a person of interest.
Nope.
So she's telling Donkey that Richard wants to kill them both. Okay. Could she have been telling Richard that she's with a new guy who's abusive to her?
Like I said, I don't know. There's no way for us to know.
It's just such a perfect storm. It really is.
Yeah. You know, and it's like I've spoke to other friends about it, and there's really no way for us to know. But you know, I do believe that if something like that were taking place, I think that it will come out.
Maybe not. I mean, the prosecution could just use her for a witness to say this is what she saw.
Yeah.
And the defense could say, no, hold on. Here's the problem. Now, I don't see it in Ohio shaving any time or punishment off of what Richard did, because he did.
Yeah, there's no way around it. 50 people watched him kill Ben.
There's no way around it. That's it. It will be grounds for an appeal. He's not going to make it to an appeal. You know, I'm not saying 58 is old. I mean, hell, what do they say now? 58's the new 28? Well, I better get ready for that. Life, he won't survive.
Yeah.
And that's just simple math.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Well, just want you to know that everyone is very sympathetic, empathetic, praying for you. A lot of people in here are crying with you about what happened to your friend. I just want you to stay in prayer. I sound like Miss Daisy. You know that she was live for like 5 hours last night giving people medical advice? I couldn't believe it. I woke up and I'm like, what? I was like, what? That thing's alive? Okay. Take care of yourself. Okay. And just don't be scared to not look at social media. Don't be scared to not read those news articles.
Yeah, I have to. I'm not gonna lie. I've been.
I would do it too.
I just, because there may be some piece of information in the comment section that we don't know about, or that other people don't know about that may need to know about. As we were talking about earlier, there was some pretty interesting comments made, and I'm confident that it'll get to the right people and they'll look into it.
Oh, they will. Oh, they will. They already brought his ass back. And they will find out mitigating circumstances. They will find out if there was any kind of precursors or if he was egged on in any way. I mean, if anyone suggested this to him,
Yeah.
they're going to find out why he was there. Being there and being invited is not a crime.
Yeah.
So that tennis table is going to be used carefully by the state and gloating by the defense. And I think anyone that's watched a football game knows how that works. So you keep your chin up.
I sure
We love your your backdrop, Abraham Lincoln.
Yes. Yeah, we're in the presidential suite here.
That is awesome. All right, girlfriend. Well, I will see you back here tomorrow morning. Before we go, I want everyone to please give a big hug and kiss to Boy Mama. Please.
Can
Please.
we light it up with purple hearts for Donkey, please?
Purple hearts, yes. Let's do the purple hearts. So that was his favorite color?
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, so I got 200 candles for the vigil tomorrow, and then I spent 6 hours yesterday hot gluing a bunch of purple ribbon to them. Burnt my fingers. He would be laughing. Let's just put it that way. I guess I just want everybody to just be grateful that you're here, your loved ones, and I guess just try not to take things for granted. I know we all do it and we can't help it, but I never guessed that 2 weeks ago was going to be the last time I ever spoke with him. And he asked if he could be the officiant for a wedding. And it's just a really shitty time. I'll just put it that way. But thank you all for your prayers and for your hearts. I appreciate it.
Before we go, we're going to watch this.
A small community is still in shock after a man was shot and killed at a Buckeye Lake bar Friday night. Friends and family are now remembering 42-year-old Ben Hawk as a star in the karaoke community and someone who would help anyone. NBC4's crime and safety reporter Anna Hoffman has more on how he's being remembered.
People I spoke with tell me Ben Hawk was doing what he loved, karaoke, when a man walked up and shot him. They say this has rocked this tight-knit community.
I wish I had just gotten the chance to say goodbye.
Friends and family of Ben Hawk describe him as a shining light.
Always had a way of lighting up a room, telling jokes, making people laugh. He was always there for people. Even though he had his own demons he was fighting.
His brother David lives out of state. He says he found out about what happened to his brother through social media.
And I've dealt with a lot of death in my life, but it's always been illness, someone we knew was coming. But to have someone just taken.
He's right. It is brazen.
Yeah.
Brazen. And I'm telling you, the first degree is going to stick because it's personal.
Right.
It's personal.
Is a different type of feeling. Feeling a sense of anger.
Hawk was well known in the karaoke community in Licking County. Reports say Friday he was at Louie's Corner Bar in Buckeye Lake to sing karaoke. Authorities say it was his turn, and his accused shooter, Richard Lindgren, followed him to the stage and shot him. Hawk's friends and court records allege Lindgren went to the bar specifically looking to harm Hawk. Lindgren was arrested in South Carolina Saturday. I spoke with the owners of Louie's Corner Bar, which is the oldest family-run bar in the area. They say nothing like this has happened here before, and their entire staff is shaken.
Life is too short. It is. This is something that you see in movies.
Mhm.
You don't think that it's going to happen to you, let alone somebody so close to you in the community.
Bailey Klingel met Hawk through the karaoke community.
He started singing, and I think we all kind of stopped in our tracks.
She says everyone knew him, and he went out of his way to make people feel safe. She says even his death is bringing people together.
People I don't talk to on the regular, like I'm now having conversations with and building relationships with and friendships with, because he was such a big influence in everybody's lives. People from Mount Vernon, people from Buckeye Lake, and then you've got people in Newark. Like his impact was crazy.
Even if it meant he had to do without, he'd give you the shirt off his back.
Hawk has 3 living daughters. He has 1 child who died at birth. The bar owner tells me they're planning a fundraiser for the family. I've also learned that Hawk was advancing to the state finals for karaoke, and the winner of that would have gone on to compete at a national level in November. The team has made Hawk an honorary member of the Ohio World's team. Local for you in Buckeye Lake, I'm Anna Hoffman, NBC4.
Poor kids. Where are the kids right now?
They're with their mom.
Right.
He had a son, Giovanni. Yeah. Him and Giovanni are together.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, you get your candles done, girl. Okay.
Oh, I got the candles done. Now I got to work on the balloons.
You get the balloons.
They're biodegradable, everybody, just so you know.
Yeah, I don't really get that.
I get the ones that they like basically they disintegrate after a while, so that no wildlife or whatever can be negatively impacted by it. So yeah. So
well, if you can take a video of it, let us know, and I will put it up.
Okay. I think that I'm pretty sure at least 1 or 2 of the Columbus, Ohio news media is going to be there. I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
They kind of, at least they made it sound like to me was that they want to see this story all the way through. So the vigils, they wanted to know where they were being held. And I just kind of threw this one together because I don't know, I guess the planning mode in me is kind of helping me cope with everything right now. So, and he would have done the same thing for any one of us. When I say he was a protector, Brooks, he was a protector. I had a man that stalked me for a while, and well, let's just say once he met Donkey, he never did it again. And all he did was talk to him. He was like, "You see her? Yeah, stay away. You're not welcome here. Go. Scoot." The guy never came back around.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Well, I'm very sorry about your friend, and everyone else in here is as well.
Thank you.
So just
for letting me talk about him. I don't want him to be forgotten.
Won't happen, baby, because I'm going to keep up with the case. Hell, I already got a playlist going. You know me.
Okay. Well, I'll forward you all. I'll keep you all updated as I find anything out. If there's going to be a trial or whatever, I will definitely be there. So thank you all very much. I appreciate it. I hope everybody has a good afternoon.
All right. We're out, girl. Love you all. Love you, boy mama.